You're watching WSBT Channel 22 News, first at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Annie Chang. Jennifer has the day off. First at 4, we now know the names of the officers who shot a man in the parking lot of a Plymouth Kmart store. Plymouth officer Matthew Emmenheiser and Indiana State Police Trooper William Ennis are both on routine paid administrative leave. They were not hurt. Police say the officers shot 33-year-old Lane Dotson Monday night after he raised a gun at them. Investigators say they were questioning Dotson about a domestic incident. Dotson's condition is unknown. Police say Dotson did not fire his weapon. A man is in the hospital right now recovering from serious burns following a business fire in Elkhart County. It happened this morning at Greenstream on Phillips Street, just west of Elkhart. Investigators say the man was outside the business welding a 55-gallon drum when it exploded. He was airlifted to a local hospital. This is the same business where 3 fires broke out in a matter of 3 days back in April. Bad weather is keeping divers searching for bodies among the Air Asia flight wreckage out of the water. Officials say the debris has drifted more than 30 miles from where it was yesterday. Crews have recovered 7 bodies so far. Officials anticipate some of the 162 victims will likely end up on beaches. Meanwhile, an Italian prosecutor says nearly 100 people are still unaccounted for right now, following a massive fire aboard a ferry off of the coast of Albania. Italy wants the ferry to be towed to one of its ports so authorities can investigate the fire. They also want to search the ship for additional victims. 11 people are confirmed dead. Well, it may look nice outside, but looks can be deceiving. It's only a few degrees, 19 degrees right now. It's only going to get colder tonight. This is a shot of downtown South Bend, courtesy of St. Joseph Regional Medical Center. WSBT 22 meteorologist Bob Werner is in for Abby today. Bob, you're going to want to bring those layers if you're going to New Year's Eve celebrations tonight.
That is certainly correct, Annie. This is the coldest weather we've had in about 9 months. You'd have to go all the way back to early March to experience temperatures like we've had today and overnight last night. And again, it looks really, really nice out there with plenty of sunshine. We haven't had that much of that in December as well, but it is very chilly, down to 18 degrees at the airport and upper teens pretty much around the region. And when you factor in winds around 20 miles an hour, we're getting low single-digit wind chills, and those will hover around the 0-degree mark throughout the evening. So if you're out and about, as many of us will be, do take note of that and do what you need to do to protect yourself. Overnight tonight again, or through the evening hours, we'll be in the teens, and again with wind chills around 0. It's not going to be a real pleasant New Year's Eve. It'll encourage you to get where you're going and stay there.
Bob, thanks. For the second time in as many months, right now police are investigating an unusual incident at a LaPorte County home. Police say someone threw a jar made to look like an explosive device through a living room window in the 700 block of Philadelphia Street. Investigators say the victim smelled gasoline and saw a broken jar containing a blue-gray liquid with a cloth rag sticking out of the top. Police say it does not appear anyone tried to ignite the rag, and preliminary tests show the substance was not flammable. In November, someone placed an improvised explosive device near this same home. Police evacuated a 1-block area while they safely detonated the device. It looks like we're in for a long flu season. Health officials say there is already a flu epidemic in the U.S. The CDC says the flu is now widespread in 36 states and is responsible for the deaths of 15 children. The CDC recommends vaccinations for everyone 6 months and older for as long as the virus is circulating. New numbers show 5 people in Indiana have already died from the flu. Police are slowly releasing new details about a devastating shooting outside in Idaho Walmart. That's where police say a 2-year-old boy reached into his mother's purse, accidentally discharging her concealed weapon. She died in the crowded store. Police say 3 extended family members, all under the age of 11, were with her at the time.
I mean, this is a pretty tragic incident right now that we're dealing with. When you have small children, young people, holiday season, it's not a pleasant experience right now.
The woman's father-in-law released a statement saying, quote, "The family lost a beautiful, loving mother." New York is naming 2 Brooklyn streets in honor of the NYPD officers shot and killed while sitting in their cruiser. The streets where Detective Rafael Ramos and Detective Wenjan Liu's homes sit will be named after them. New York's mayor says the act will ensure the fallen officers are never forgotten. All new at 4, a federal judge has denied requests to move Boston Marathon bombing suspect Johar Tsarnaev's trial out of state and delay its start. Jury selection is scheduled to begin Monday. Defense lawyers have said it would be impossible to find an impartial jury in Massachusetts. Tsarnaev faces the death penalty if convicted. Well, if Mike Pence decides to run for president in 2016, you could see his name on the ballot not just once, but twice. According to the Indianapolis Star, lawmakers will consider a bill next year that would allow Pence to run for both governor and president. Of course, Pence would have to win the Republican presidential nomination first. Pence has said he is considering a run, but he won't announce a decision until the legislative session wraps up in April. Believe it or not, people are already claiming their spots in Times Square right now as New York City prepares to ring in 2015. But partiers will be seeing a lot more than a ball drop and confetti this year. Heavily armed counterterrorism teams, bomb-sniffing dogs, rooftop patrols, and NYPD helicopters will be on hand to make sure everyone stays safe. Authorities are also monitoring any potential demonstrations against the NYPD. As we say goodbye to 2014, we're also saying goodbye to this Granger restaurant. According to our news partners at the South Bend Tribune, Grill 23 Food and Spirits closed its doors Saturday to make way for a new restaurant. It's not clear yet what's next for the building. Heidi Prescott has more details in today's South Bend Tribune. Still ahead on First at 4, here's a little assignment for the commercial break. Get this. Jot down the top 5 words that drive you crazy. Coming up, see how they match up with the 2014 list of banned words.
And the coldest temperatures we've had in 9 months are producing single-digit wind chills out there. I'll tell you what to do to try to stay safe in just a couple of minutes.
With meteorologist Bob Warner.
Well, people living in Las Vegas have seen it all, but this, maybe not so much. Yes, that is snow. Sin City is bracing for unusually cold weather. The low tonight is expected to be 32 degrees. For the record, the last time it snowed on the Strip was 2008. So no snow here, but like Las Vegas, it's really, really chilly.
It's a lot colder than we've experienced it for a while. 32 in Las Vegas sounds pretty good to us right now, since we're having the coldest weather we've had in 9 months. But still, it's not too unusual to see this at this time of year, and we all need to remember where we live and not get too excited when temperatures get cold. But of course, the month of December has not experienced any temperatures like this. In fact, as we said, this is by far the coldest air we've experienced this time of year, or since December 1st, rather. And as you can see, there is a little bit of snow flying just a little bit north of our region, up around Grand Rapids or so, as the westerly winds sail across Lake Michigan. But for us, clear skies, that's only the second or third time all month we've seen clear skies around here. So it was refreshing as long as you didn't have to be out in it too long. Right now we're at 17 degrees at Chicago, 21 degrees at Lafayette, and no warm temperatures anywhere on this map. Lots of blues and grays and whites. And as you can see in our region, 18 degrees at the airport, 23 degrees the warm spot down at Rochester, 19 at Warsaw. Obviously a little chillier than we've had it. And as you can see, strong winds of 15 to 20 miles an hour from the southwest are giving us some wind chills that we haven't experienced for quite some time, single digits to near zero. Here's a look at the national satellite and radar perspective. Not a whole lot going on in the midsection of the country, and that's because we've got a giant cold wave in the jet stream that's plunged all the way to the southwest, and most of the country enveloped in cold air as a result. Overnight tonight, down into the teens, and tomorrow a little bit warmer. We'll struggle up into the mid to upper 20s the way it looks right now. This cold air mass will continue to be on top of us, though, and we'll see strong west to southwest winds throughout the next 24 to 36 hours, and a reinforcing push of cold air may not get here because there's a storm a-brewing just to our south. In the meantime, overnight tonight, though, a low temperature of around 15, windy and very cold for this time of year, especially for what we're accustomed to. High tomorrow of 27 might feel like a heat wave, but still very windy. And as you can see, 32 degrees on Friday, near normal. And on Saturday, things get kind of dicey because we're looking for the approach of a storm from the south that might give us a chance of some rain and certainly some snow later on. Snow, then the rest of that period, we have chances of that pretty much every single day. And temperatures a little bit more like we had last winter to kick off 2015. But again, it's certainly not anything like we had last year. We can all handle it. It's just been a while.
Yeah, this year has been kind of nice.
Pretty nice so far, right?
Well, we get what we came for, right?
We can't change it.
Bob, thank you so much.
Okay.
Well, have you ever called anyone your bae, or have you ever used cray-cray as an adjective? Then you may want to consider expanding your vocabulary for the new year. Lake Superior State University is out with its newest list of banned words. Among bae and cray-cray, polar vortex, swag, and foodie. The list targets words that are misused, overused, or just useless in general. The list is based on public submissions received throughout the year. Be honest, how many New Year's resolutions have you actually kept? Well, if you can count them on one hand, you're not alone. But next, experts share advice on how to make your goals more manageable in 2015. Well, the clock is ticking. It's time to finalize those New Year's resolutions. And as WSBT 22's Leanne Tokars shows us, there are some ways to give yourself a better chance at keeping those resolutions in the new year.
According to Time magazine, the top 3 resolutions are to lose weight, quit smoking, and learn something new. But only 8% of Americans who make resolutions actually stay on track. Here are some quick tips to make sure you stick to and complete your resolution. Researchers say to keep your resolutions simple and specific, and to share your plans and progress with others. And let's talk about getting fit in the new year. Gym memberships, fancy workout clothes, the latest fitness gadgets, it all adds up very quickly. But experts say reaching your fitness goals doesn't have to wreak havoc on your budget. The experts at AARP put together some fitness tips that are also budget conscious. First, don't go all in. Start with a test drive. You're motivated now, so you may think you need all the bells and whistles, but start slow. Try out a trial gym membership without signing up for a full-time membership. And take advantage of apps. These are usually low cost. Download a fitness tracker like Runkeeper or a whole workout like Simply Yoga that you can do at home. For WSBT 22 News, I'm Leanne Tokars.
Leanne, thanks. Maybe your New Year's resolution is to be a bit more social. Why not get a jump start on that goal tonight? Plenty of local places are hosting New Year's Eve celebrations. Here are just a few. The annual Pala Royale New Year's Eve dinner and dance party begins at 7:30. $100 gets you dinner, a dance ticket, and midnight champagne. Fiddler's Hearth is hosting a very Scottish New Year's Eve starting at 6. $60 a person includes a 4-course meal and a traditional Scottish New Year's toast. And the Birdsell Mansion's New Year's Eve party begins at 8 o'clock. It costs $20 to get in. For a full list of New Year's Eve events, head to our website, WSBT.com. Well, if you plan on using Uber to get home safe after your New Year's Eve celebrations, prepare to wait and prepare to pay. The ride-sharing service is expecting tonight to be its busiest night ever. If you do manage to snag a car, make sure you know how much you're paying before the trip begins. The company is known to raise prices when rides are in high demand. Last year, someone tweeted a receipt of a 5-mile Uber ride that cost $265. The company expects fares to be the highest between 12:30 and 2:30 tomorrow morning. Well, if these cold temperatures have you longing for places like Florida or California, you may want to book your plane ticket right now. Experts say January is typically the least expensive month to fly, especially January 7th to mid-February. But you have to act fast. Prices usually go back up around Valentine's Day. On Wall Street today, stocks ended the year lower. The Dow was down more than 160 points at 17,823. The NASDAQ also closed down more than 41 points at 4736. Well, it's a toy meant for children, but tonight many parents say what they found in a Play-Doh set is downright X-rated. Coming up, Hasbro responds to the unusual claims as tweets pour in from disgusted parents. And there are only a few hours left in 2014. It looks like we'll be ringing in the new year with hats, scarves, and gloves. And Bob, of course, we're talking about extremely cold temperatures.
It's pretty cold compared to what we're used to. But you know what? The best part of all this is there's no frozen precipitation or anything that will impede your travel on the roads tonight. So get out and have a good time. We'll talk about the final weather in a few minutes.
You're watching WSBT First at 4.
Well, most 19-year-olds are busy thinking about things like college, dating, and sports, but today a Washington State teen has a lot more on his mind. He's trying to raise enough money to legally adopt his 16-year-old brother. The teen's father passed away suddenly on Christmas Eve, and if that wasn't devastating enough, they also lost their mom to cancer back in 2008. As of right now, an online fundraising page for the boys has collected about $35,000. The money will go toward legal fees, funeral expenses, and college educations for both boys.
I had to grow up faster than most of my friends, I felt like, after my mom passed, but now I have to, keep an eye out for my brother and play the part that my dad did.
In addition to the fundraising page, family friends have also hosted several events in support of the brothers. College football fans, the wait is finally over. The new college football playoff begins tomorrow with 2 semifinal games. Oregon plays Florida State in the Rose Bowl, while Alabama takes on Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl. The 2 winners then face off in the national championship game on January 12th in Arlington, Texas. Trending right now, Hasbro is making changes to one of its Play-Doh sets after many parents complained one of the tools resembles a certain part of the male anatomy. We're not going to show you the device because some may find it disturbing. The part belongs to the Play-Doh Cake Mountain set and is known as an extruder tool.
It's pretty phallic. It's a pretty phallic cake decorating piece.
I guess a kid wouldn't know. It could be considered.
Hasbro says it's in the process of updating all future Play-Doh products with a different tool.
Oh, you want these?
Now, here's a dog you really want to have around when the clock strikes midnight. Take a look. This dog owner has figured out how to combine popping a champagne cork and giving his pooch a little exercise. Who needs treats, right? You just have a cork, you just pop it.
That's right. Little
dog goes after it.
Dog knows how to celebrate, right?
He's ready for New Year's
Got to
Eve.
be a smart one, isn't he?
He is.
For sure, for sure. And the rest of us will enjoy celebrating tonight as well. And we can especially celebrate the fact that the roads will be in perfect condition. So no need to worry about that. Get where you're going, drive safely. We'll have the forecast in a couple of minutes.
Of course, millions of people around the world have already welcomed 2015. Take a look at this very impressive fireworks display over Hong Kong's Victoria Harbor. Very pretty colors. Pretty neat to see there. Bob?
Well, Annie, we've got a lot to celebrate in the weather world after today. In fact, we're going to kick off the new year with temperatures near normal for both Thursday and Friday, and even Saturday a little warmer than normal, but unfortunately, that's associated with a storm that will plunge us back into some more Arctic air as we move into next week. So watch out for some of these single-digit low temperatures, and a normal high would be actually about 32 for us locally. So Annie, hope you've got someplace to celebrate in the warmth tonight.
Absolutely. Bob, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Jeopardy is next, and we'll see you in 30 minutes for WSBT 22 News at 5.